It may take a little bit of time for people to stream in, and if so, that's okay too. So I am just I'm just testing to be sure all is good to go here. It looks like I'm streaming here too. So we're waiting for a few people to come on. It should eventually come on. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this here. So, and so it's myself, Joy Nicole Smith, and I have Laurel joining us. And so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to share it over. So I am streaming on two platforms. So we have Facebook, and this here is YouTube. And so I see I have one person that joined on via YouTube. Welcome. I'm so excited to see you. And I have Facebook going too. So if you have comments, if you have questions, go ahead and drop those inside of the comments box. That would be amazing. And then I'll go back and forth and reference. So I'm going to copy this over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and share this link out. So welcome if you're coming. Welcome to our virtual literacy fair. I'm really excited to share some of the books that I utilize and that we read. Yes.
64, 63.
So Laurel counted a few of the books. And so it's about 64, 63 books so far. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put it on here via Facebook so that people are able to see also. Please join us. Please join us. And I'll do a smiley face.
Wait, that's how you make a smiley face?
Yeah, that's how you make a smiley. That's how we make the smiley face. So I'm going to look again, and then I'm going to check on here. We're waiting. It doesn't start until about 10 minutes, but I am just preparing and starting. So I want to see if I can share my screen too and see if that's an option. So welcome if you're here. I'm so excited to see you. If you're not here, or maybe you get this on the back end, that's fine too. I have several resources to share, some amazing books, especially as it pertains to Black History Month and beyond. So in general, and so I have a couple categories of books to share. So I have 4 of you guys. I see 4 that are joining. I don't know. I can't see which 4. Can you check in the comments? I would love to hear from you. So you can go ahead and say, hey, we're here. And that helps me out too. So I can actually have a visual. So and my daughter here, her name is Lorelli Lane, is joining us too. She was doing a count of all the books that we have. Well, the books that we have, especially those that are diverse. They have Black characters by Black authors, by Black illustrators, all of those. She was counting a few of them up. And so we'll start in a few seconds. I'm just going to make sure we have everything set. The sun was coming out, but now it's not. So it's a little bit hard to. Reading of I inspired me to use that book for our school reading night on March 5th. Wonderful. Thanks, Miss Short. So, message. Please join us. So I clicked and said that. I'm not sure if that will show up, but I don't know. So. Okay, so let's see. Streaming. Okay, so we have a few. So Laurel, we still have about 8 minutes left. So if you want to take a break, you can. Or scout out the books. I know you're going to read one of the books with us. So go ahead, Laurel.
Let me just look at these.
So go ahead and drop. If you can share a comment. Go ahead. What's up, Rel? Yes. There's lots of them. We have a variety of books. And I have a few categories, but I'm trying to look and see how I could potentially share my screen so that you're able to at least get a visual of a resource that I have. Okay. So welcome if you're joining in. I hope I get a few others to come in, and if not, you can see it. So, yeah.
It's 58, yeah.
Okay, so if it's more than that, that's fine. I have about 2 here. We're supposed to start in about 7 minutes. And so I will have a few others that are joining on. I think I'll have some middle school students that will be coming on. So I'm pretty excited to have them join too. I'm going to go ahead and share a quick link. If you're wondering, hey, where can I find this list of books where it's all compiled into one? I have it up on my website at takejoyinlearning.com. So I'm going to go ahead and share that in the comments. It is downloadable, so it's right there. All you have to do is click on it. It's free. And you put in your information, you are able to download. It's available for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share that right now. If you have any issues with downloading the file, please let me know, but $0. If you have any, of course, it's a free resource. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in, and it's a full list. So I am trying to see how to share my screen. If you guys have any other, it says share your live video. Okay, so I can take a look and see how to do that. So give me a moment. Trying to see if I will have that come up. So I put it inside of there. We still have about 5 more minutes. Polls. So I'm going to go ahead and put a poll up too. More than 5, less than 5. Well, sit up, please. Go for it. If you want to take a break, you have that option too. So Laurel will join us a little bit later. So I'm doing a books with diverse characters. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Please let me know if you're able to see the poll. If you are joining us, I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you don't mind dropping a comment, I'm going to see if I could potentially use Instagram Live too. I'm not sure. And so I'm on YouTube and also Facebook. So if you are joining via YouTube, welcome. You can share some information inside of the chat. I'm going to go ahead and share the link for Black History Book List, where you can find it. It's free of charge, and you're able to download it from right then and there. And so I'm going to sort of be hopping between different platforms, but sticking with a few. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm still trying to see how I can share my screen. I'm going to turn on captions in case. If you're viewers, you can also message me. So we have about 3 minutes before we start. Okay, welcome, Dwayne Smith. So my husband will be serving as a moderator. So thank you so much for helping, because it's quite a task. Okay, so I have a couple different platforms that I'm going for. And so we have it via Facebook and also via YouTube. So I'm live streaming. Welcome so much. Welcome to our virtual literacy fair. This is meant to be a resource and a tool to provide to families who are looking for books that are diverse, or looking for books that contain characters that are main characters and are Black, and also beyond. And it also revolves around our stories. And so that is really important, especially when we're thinking about American history and also when we're thinking about Black history. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are joining, it looks like I have a few here via Facebook, and then I'm here via Instagram also. So if you're joining, thank you so much, or welcome. And I also have via YouTube. So it gives you a few options for joining. And so I asked the question, so how many books that are diverse or have diverse characters do you have? And so if you're able to share in the comments, go ahead and drop that inside of the comments. When you look at your library, is it an array of characters, of diverse characters, or do you find that your characters tend to be of one cultural background? So feel free to share. Or maybe you may have challenges in finding books that are diverse, or finding books. If you me, I have a variety here. So you have nonfiction and you also have fiction that are located here. And so I'm going to bring up a few of them that are absolutely my favorites. Now, also, in addition, I have a resource. I dropped it inside of the comments. If you're looking to download that particular book list, I have that available. And so that's in the comments. You should be able to go to my website and download it from there. However, if you're having some trouble with that, I do have the document and I can share the PDF with you. That means go ahead and send me a message, DM me a message, and I will get, and I know that some of our friends are joining us from Europe, and then I know some friends from the United States. And so welcome. I'm so happy to have each and every one of you here. I am here to share a few of the resources that I have as a literacy. And so literacy is essential, especially a month when we're thinking about our history, or when we're thinking about ways that we connect to people. Literacy is one of those ways. And so with literacy being one of those ways, I wanted to share some of the books that you see behind me. And so these are just books that I've collected over the years because I felt that it was important that my children are represented inside of the literacy materials that they have and what they read. And unfortunately, what ends up happening, there is a deficit in terms of the different books that we're able to, children of color or Black Americans are able to access. And so I think it's really important that every child, regardless of cultural background, they are able to see themselves in what they read and even in writing. And so it's so important that that representation is there. I'm so happy that you guys are joining in. If you see in the comments, I do have a document, and that document is useful. It has a full book on that list, and I divide them into categories. And so let me go ahead and share some of those categories with you now. One of the first categories is Black joy. Let's talk, be frank. A lot of the books that we see and that children read, and there is trauma. Trauma is a part of it, and it's really challenging to see. So, oh, hello, Melissa. Hi, Miss Short. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I got a comment. You guys can drop a comment if needed. And so we have to be mindful to balance, right? We want to be able to share literary materials for students that edify and that elevate. And so I find that that is essential and key. So I have a few books back here. So Laurel's going to come back and join me. If you're coming, please join. I'm not even sure. Me, Laurel, do you find or have you read here that brings you the most joy? Okay, so go ahead and share it with others. What is it?
Ada Twist Scientist.
So Ada Twist Scientist is one of her books that brings a lot of joy. So you can go ahead and go over and grab it. So this is a classic book, especially we've read it, I don't know how many times, countless times. You can bring the doll too. So thank you guys if you're joining. I'm so happy to have you here. So here is, I have different ways that you can join. So I want to make sure that I'm keeping this on too. And so here is Ada Twist Scientist. So if you're looking for a book that brings ultimate joy, especially to your child or to students, Ada Twist Scientist. Ada Twist. So Laurel has Ada Twist here with her. Thank you, Laurel. You're keeping the live video going on Instagram. So here is Ada Twist Scientist. And so this is a very lively book. And it's a great book to share and read as a family. Okay. And so I might have a different audience. You may be thinking, okay, so in terms of this book, what about books, whether or not it's for elementary, middle, or high school students, or for across the board? So, and it's a matter of who's sharing, and it's also a matter of if you're reading as a family or if it's independent. I would recommend this book. If your child is reading independently in 2nd or 3rd grade, this book is fantastic. Okay, and so I'm hoping I didn't chime out with that. And so Ada Twist Scientist is the book that Laurel selected. Can you hold this one? And so one of the books that I really enjoy, and I'll go ahead and move back here. This book is Last Stop on Market Street, and I love it. It's an teacher. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think that's Bonds 262. I see that Central High School. And so with that, this is an excellent book. Okay, it's chiming out. So I'm going to try it again. So, and if that's the case, I might have to read a little bit of difficulties via Facebook. So I'm going to go back. So thanks, Laurel. So thank you, guys. I'm trying to see what's going on. I see a few comments. Unfortunately, so we live in some, it's not so great.
Terrible.
Okay, Laurel said it. She just called it out. It's just terrible. I might have to go live on my own page. So I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. So anyway, this is Last Stop Market Street. I love this book. And as you see here in a journey that takes place for the most part via the bus. And so this is definitely one of those books that brings joy, at least when I read it. Okay, so I'll put this over here. So I'm going to start another live video, and that's for Share for My Mother. I'm sure some of you remember this. So if you're in my age group or if you're beyond my age group, I've been introduced to one of these books. So this, A Chair for My Mother, is exceptional. Does anyone remember this? Unfortunately, I have to go live in another capacity. So if you're on YouTube or if you're on Instagram or if you're on Facebook, do you remember this book here? This book is extraordinary, and I love this book, and I have enjoyed this book just reading it. So A Chair for My Mother is in share with your family. I'm thinking of books right now that really elicit the emotion of joy. So I don't know if my Facebook Live is already fixed. It's going in and out. And so, but I do have some comments via Instagram. And so they continue to go. So we have Diamonds and Jackets Required. I'm so happy to see you here. Another book that I love is Hey Black Child. So can you go ahead and grab Hey Black Child, Laurel? We'll leave Ada Twist here. So we have Ada Twist. Laurel is come on over. Okay. So thank you for coming. Facebook is not streamed properly. Why is this? This seems a little bit, and I'm going to try again via Facebook Live. Some options via Instagram. I'm trying to see who else is joined here. So it says here, I'm here. It's snowing in New York City. Oh, wow. So the weather, it just varies. And so I'm having some trouble. I'm trying to see what